Hey there, my Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen. Thanks so much for kicking off your week and joining me for my movie. I am here every Monday releasing a new YouTube video for you guys. So I'm going to plead a little bit with you all. If you have not become one of my subscribers, I'm going to encourage you to do so. All you need to do is hit the subscribe button. That will subscribe you to my YouTube channel. And when you hit subscribe, there'll be a little bell that comes up. And if you see that little bell, you can click it and you can get a notification every single time I release a new YouTube video. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that, but if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. I am having some struggles with Facebook lately, as many people and many other demonstrators are as well. And so if I can get my subscriber numbers up a little bit, I might be able to head over to a YouTube platform and not have so many restrictions and so many issues. So if you don't mind, guys, become one of my subscribers. I would love you forever. But I know you're here today to talk about stamping, and I want to do a little bit of housekeeping real quick so that you guys know what is coming up this week. So this week we are heading into July. That means July 1st through August 2nd, we have our wonderful designer series paper sale. So a lot of our DSP that is in our annual catalog is going to be on sale for 15% off. So calling all you paper hoarders, now's your time to stock up on some of our gorgeous designer series paper. Sometimes we do the buy three, get one free, but this time we're doing a discount on all the papers. Actually, I take that back. It's not all of them, but the ones that are on the list here, Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted, Hand Penned, In Good Taste, In the Wild, Pansy Petals, Sweet Symmetry, Tidings of Christmas, and You're a Peach are all going to be discounted 15% off for the month of July. So check those out, and you can go ahead and order anytime you would like. Now, the other thing that I have going on is, of course, I've got Christmas in July. So this is actually a Super Saturday event. This is an in-person event right here in my studio if you are one of my local stampers. If not, I have to-go options. Registration is open for this right now. So I will make sure that the registration is in the comments below. So if you want to get some more information, you can click that registration link and check it out. It is Saturday, July 24th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm calling it a Super Saturday because it's two classes. You can take one, you can take the other, or you can take both and save yourself a little bit of money. So some sneaky peeks will be coming out. So make sure you are following me on Facebook, Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen, and you'll start to see some sneak peeks. But if you're interested in cooling off in this hot July, join me for Christmas in July, either in person or to go. All right, I know you guys have been very, very patient. You're waiting to see what we're going to create today. So this is another, I've kind of been doing a little bit of installments from my stamp club. So this is the third card that we created. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and do a video on this one anyway. We are going to use the Inspired Thoughts. I got my big boss is in the way here. It is in our annual catalog, our 2021-2022 annual catalog, page 52. This amazing little stamp set, just complete sentiments, everything that you need to create some great all-occasion cards. And it does come as a bundle. So I think it's a little bit tricky because the bundle is totally standalone. You do not need to have the stamp set to work with the bundle. It creates these super cool trees. So we're gonna work with that a little bit today. So let's see what we have. I didn't do anything ahead of time because I had some little tips and tricks I want to share with you guys along the way. So we're going to start off with our piece of fresh freesia. That is our card base. So we'll fold that in half. Of course, that's an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. And we'll fold that in half. That's our card base. And then we will have a white panel for the inside. I always like to have my white pieces for the inside. So that's all we need for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab, let's do some die cut work first. So I do need to pull in Big Boss here because the little baby is not quite gonna work. So I've got a piece of crumb cake, and I'm gonna take the trees. So we're gonna start off by die cutting the trees, and I cut it in quarter. Okay, so I just do a quarter. And what I have found, this is so detailed, right? And one thing that seems to be working for me is to actually die cut upside down. I am finding there is some difference between using our new Big Boss, the cut and emboss machine, versus the old Big Shot that we used to carry. I am finding there is some difference in, maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the plates, I'm not exactly sure, but some of our new dies are not quite cutting the way that they should with my Big Shot, but they are cutting just fine on my Big Boss. So if you're having any issues, contact me and we can work through them together. So what I have found, because this is such a detailed piece, is I'm just going to flip it upside down, and it seems to put a little bit more pressure. I need this plate. A little bit more pressure on the die, and it's helping to cut out all those little intricate pieces so well. So this works out because it's not stamped. I don't need to line anything up. So I can definitely do it upside down. So you can actually see how well it cut out all those little nooks and crannies. So I'm just gonna peel off the excess here. Now I don't need all these trees, but I went ahead and cut them anyway. And you want to very carefully pull them out so that you don't rip any of the branches. Now, one thing that I'm going to tell you is if it starts to get a little bit tight and it seems like it's just not quite cutting, one thing you can grab is a dryer sheet. So this is just a generic free and clear, it doesn't have any scent to it, dryer sheet. I would lay my cardstock down, so pretend this is not cut. Lay my cardstock down, lay my die on top, and then of course put it on my plates like you would normally do and run that through. And that dryer sheet seems to put a little bit of like grease in your die and helps it cut out better. Now what happens when you pull it off is a lot of the little die pieces actually stick in the dryer sheet and you don't have to pick as many little doodads out of there. So that's just a little helpful hint to try the dryer sheet method with lots of your intricate detailed dies. So I do have to do a little bit of picking and poking here. So I'm gonna grab my picker tool. I don't think I ever do anything without my little picker tool. And these guys, they are cut. I just have to do a little bit of picking to get them out of the image. So it makes a little bit of confetti for you. I normally do this over a trash can so that I don't have them all over my table or all over my floor. So while I have my Big Boss out, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my die cutting. There we go. All right, so now I am going to take this piece, this long wiggly piece, and some pear pizzazz. Let's get rid of these little doodads there. I don't need them on my grass. I'm making some grass here. All right, so I'm just going to lay that down. This is just a scrap piece of pear pizzazz. Run that through. Oh no, I lost my die. It went flying off the table, but that's okay. I can grab it later. So it cut me 2 pieces. So now I have 2 pieces of ground, so I can decide which one I want to use. Then I'm going to grab the leaves. So I have a piece of fresh freesia here, and this is just some scrap, and I'm just going to lay the leaves down. You can do these if they're giving you a fit. You can do them upside down just like the other one, but I wasn't having any trouble because they're really not extremely detailed. Now when you do this, you do want to have them spaced, have a little space between them. When you get too close, if you're trying to fit too much on like this, you'll notice that when it runs through, it's not going to cut right in here because they're too close. So give them a little bit of breathing room, and you'll see that you can die cut them all at one time with one pass through the machine. All right, we'll need our picker tool probably again. So you'll notice on these, some of these actually do cut out, just a couple of them, and some of them are just cut but not, so you can pop them. They're cut but not. Is that what I just said? Oh my goodness. All right, try to follow along with me. So these kind of actually raise up a little bit so they look like they have some dimension, but only a few pieces actually cut out of the leaves, and that's so that you can see some of the tree branches when you layer this on top of your naked tree. You'll be able to see some of the branches. So if you cut these and some of them don't want to fall out, I would not worry too much about it, because most people won't know which pieces were supposed to come out or not. So see how there's just some of these will come out and some of them stay as is. All right, now I have one more die cut that I need to do, but I need to stamp first. So I've got a piece of Whisper White. This is just some scrap, my fresh freesia, and then I have With Heartfelt Sympathy from the Inspired Thoughts stamp. And I was trying to find the perfect little label to use, and I came up with this one because it had just arrived. This is Many Messages. It is one big die that cuts out all these different labels. It took me a while to get it, but I finally did. So I thought, well, let's use it. Now I don't need all the labels, so I just cut out the piece, you know, cut out a little strip here of scrap paper. I'm going to line that up. Now, of course, I don't have my magnet plate. Remember, our magnet plate was recalled because it was having some issues. So if you're struggling getting it to line up, grab yourself a piece of washi tape or some masking tape, and you can just tape it down so it doesn't shift on you. Oh, she sounds terrible. So there we go. We've got the perfect size little die. All right, so now I'm done, right? I can get rid of this? Yes. And I'm gonna, one thing you can do is get a quarter sheet of cardstock and just run, you know, stamp and run these through, so then you have all kinds of sentiments at the ready. All right, guys, I think we are almost to the point now where we need to do some assembly. So I have a piece of white, Whisper White here, and I only want a couple trees. I don't want all of them. Now, one thing you could do is run this through with a sticker sheet, right? You could make this a big giant sticker, but because I'm going to put these all over it, I am just going to use some glue dots or a little bit of seal adhesive. So let's do some seal here. And then I'll grab some glue dots. So I'm just going to put some seal here at the bottom, some on my stems. If any of it is sticking out, I just kind of roll it back in with my finger. And I'm just going to do my trees right here. Now you'll notice these trees are free at the top, and that's okay because they're going to end up getting glued down once I use the glue dots. So now time to snip them off. And now I've got this that could totally go on another card. I'm going to cover it with my grass. So do I want tall or do I want short? I'm going to go with the shorter grass. I think I liked that. And that's just going to cover up the base of our tree here. If it's a little long, we can just snip it off. And then these are going to go on with glue dots. And I'm hoping this one was getting down. It's starting to run out. So I might have to grab some more. All right, so let's see. I want to just attach some hopefully we have enough. There we are. So some branches or some leaves on our tree right here. Oops. Must be a glue dot down there. Yep, I'm going to use it. There we go. And this one's just going to hang around down here. Then we'll grab this one and a couple glue dots on this guy. I don't know if you guys can hear. I have a very grumbly dog here this morning. There we go. And then this one. Now if you need, see, we're out of glue dots. Do I have any more? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oops, that one didn't want to come along with me. You can cut more. So if you want your tree branches to be fuller, just run another set through. Why is that not coming off? These must be really strong glue dots. There we go. All right, so that's gonna hang out right about here. And there we go. So now, if this seems like it's a little wobbly, see it's a little stuck, I am going to stick a couple glue dots behind it. So I'll just pick them up with the picker tool and just put them right back behind my tree, wherever they need a little bit of help. There, are we better? Yeah, much better. All right, now we can attach this to our card base. There we go. Actually, I'm going to flip it over this way. Perfect. Couple dimensionals on our sentiment. And then finally, I'm going to grab some of our linen thread. There we are. And I just have 2 pieces of linen thread right here. And I'm going to tie myself a little bow. And then we'll attach that to our tree. And that, my friends, is it. That piece was just a little bit too short. Let's try it again. They are definitely, oh, that's really short. That's why. Let's try and see if we can get them lined back up again. There we go. Much better, much better. All right, little glue dot, and we are set, y'all. That is all there is to it on this quick and cute little card. And you can use any sentiment from that stamp. It would just work perfect. Inspired thoughts. So I can just trim down what's too long here. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Very quick and simple. And that I felt like was a die set that was overlooked just a little bit, and it doesn't really coordinate. So if you love the trees, you might just grab them and you don't even have to have the stamp set to coordinate with it. You can use any stamp set along with that. So real quick while I have you guys, because it is Monday, it is the last Monday in June, quick reminder that this catalog is retiring on June 30th. That's this week. So we do have some last chance items. A lot of things are sold out already, but just a quick reminder that this is retiring. So if there are some things that you wanted to grab real quick, you want to do that now, and you can order from me anytime online. Hit me up and I'll send you the link and a code to use, or you can just message me and I'll take care of everything else for you. So thank you so much for hanging out with me a little bit, guys. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and come back and visit me next Monday for Movie Monday.